Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Crispy Reacts. Now, what we have for today's video is a video by MJ2K All Day, and this is supposed to be the worst high school basketball game of all time. Now, full disclosure, guys, I'm not the greatest basketball player. I'm not, like, bad for my height and my fridge protector weight and everything like that. But let's just say I've been on the wrong side of 100-point blowouts. But at the same time, that's not the worst game ever because the other team was good. So apparently in this video, both teams are equally as bad. I'm curious what it's all about, guys, because, come on, man, it's like high school basketball, you still expect some sort of skill, at least from one of the teams. There's usually like one team that is skillfully a lot better than the other. I mean, that's how basketball games end, because one team's better than the other, and somebody wins, somebody loses. So let's get started on this and see just how bad the worst high school basketball game ever really is.
What if there was a high school basketball game in which only 2 points were scored?
Fucking 2 points?! God damn! Now, props to them over there, they got 0 fouls. Yo, got bitch-ass 4 fouls. That means y'all were shooting free throws, though. That's probably where the 2 points came from, right?
The entire game. This is the worst high school basketball game ever. What is up, dudes, dudettes, ballers, players? It's your boy MJ. Today I want to talk about the worst high school basketball game ever, and why only 2 points were scored in the entire game. If you like this video and these stories, like and subscribe.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to pause it so much, guys. That dude was just walking down, man. He just like, you know what? This is about the 4th missed dunk I've seen in the past like 30 seconds. I can't be at this game. You know, I could go be sleeping or something like that. Wow, man. I don't know. These guys do they just not care?
For more fire content, and follow me on Instagram for shoutouts. Let me know in the comments what you think of the story, and if this is the worst basketball game ever. Alright, let's get into it. There was a high school basketball game in Alabama between Bibb County and Brookwood on January 31st, 2015, with some 200 people watching. Normal tip-off, Bibb County got the ball, shot a 3-point shot that missed, but Bibb County put it back in, so the score was 2-0. Brookwood moved up the court. Now, the coach of Brookwood, Thad Fitzpatrick, had told his players that they would try to rest as much as possible since it was their 4th game of the week and players were suffering from cramps. Brookwood ran its Princeton-style offense with cuts, screens, and picks, but Brookwood wasn't trying to score, so Bibb County coach Russ Wallace told his team to play in the zone and back off so they wouldn't get tired of chasing them. What happened next was bizarre. The game was not on television, so the highlights I am showing accurately represent what happened next. Brookwood coach Fitzpatrick told his point guard to just hold the ball. Since there wasn't a shot clock in high school basketball in Alabama, Brookwood just held on to the ball for the entire quarter.
What?
Fitzpatrick would say that he wanted Bibb County to get out of the zone. Wallace was okay with the team staying in the zone, thinking Fitzpatrick is joking around and that he couldn't do that for the entire game, but man was he wrong. Brookwood took a shot at the end of the quarter, missed, got the ball to start off the second quarter, and just held it again for 8 minutes, or basically the whole second quarter. They took a shot again and missed. At halftime, Wallace told his players, 2 can play at this game. So in the second half, he told his point guard to hold the ball for the entire 3rd quarter. They shot at the end of the quarter and missed. Fans were yelling at the teams, cursing at them, just wanting them to play. Fitzpatrick passed the time by singing to himself. Come on, man, you singing to yourself during a basketball game? Boy, if you don't... Brookwood got the ball to start the 4th quarter and held it again. With about 15 seconds left to play, Brookwood turned the ball over, and Bibb County's Rutledge tried to dunk the ball, but got fouled. By this time, the refs were pretty much zoned out, so there was no call. With 1 second left, Brookwood's Jenkins shot a 3-pointer that he has made countless times, and missed. The torture of a game was finally over. After the game, Fitzpatrick with his BS logic told his players, "We held them to 2 points." 2. What more could you possibly ask for?
Okay.
Stop it. Get some help.
Honestly, that is some of the dumbest logic I've heard. And this high school basketball game became a grudge match between 2 coaches. The final score was Bibb County 2, Brookwood 0. Is this even basketball anymore? Because I'm pretty sure basketball requires moving, unless you're LaMelo Ball, in which you can stay in one spot and score. All jokes aside, this was the worst high school basketball game ever. Possibly the worst basketball game ever. Like, how can you hold the ball for that long? I think this sums it up perfectly. Wallace received a text from Michael Williams, the offensive tackle for the Detroit Lions, who was coached by Wallace. All he said was, "Really, coach? 2-0? Really?" But what do you think? Is this the worst game ever? Let me know in the comments down below.
Okay, so I obviously gotta give you guys my thoughts about this right here. First and foremost, who was the one coach, I believe it was at Texas A&M in college, I feel like I'm messing up. No, it's Bob Knight, right? Bobby Knight. And actually, when he first started coaching, there was absolutely no shot clock, so he would do that. I don't know if he did it, like, to this extent, but there would be times where he would tell his college players, you know, get like a 6-point lead, something, you know, something a little bit more comfortable than just like 2 points or whatever it was in this case. And just hold the basketball, because there's no shot clock. At the end of the day, it's all about winning the basketball game, right? No matter how you do it. Now, I can't say this is the worst high school basketball game ever, because in my own humble opinion here, when I think of worse, I think of bad. And when I think of bad, I think of lack of skill. Now, they were simply just holding the basketball and stuff like that, so I really think that this has to be more the most boringest basketball game of all time, because who wants to sit there? Like, I would just freaking leave, man. Now, throughout this video, there was different highlights of people missing shots and missing dunks, and people were kind of wearing different uniforms, so I think that was highlights from other stuff, which, you know, I guess you like need footage to like talk over and stuff like that. But pretty much what this is saying is there was 2 teams that were coming off of you know, back-to-back games, or, you know, 4 games in a week, whatever it was in this case, and they were just tired, so they kind of found a loophole in the game. You know, shame on that league, shame on, you know, the refs or whatever it is in this case that allowed that to happen. So in my opinion, guys, not the worst basketball game of all time, definitely the most boring. If you want to see the worst game of all time or the worst performance, just go look at my mixtape.